Hi, I'm Jacob.
I'm Joseph.
And we just finished watching
Star Wars!
The Last Jedi. We figure we get out of the theater, we sit down on the bench outside, and Joseph's like, he wanted to start talking. I'm like, no.
He shut me down hard.
Not yet. I wanted to wait till we could get back here so we could turn on the camera. And so I'm going to be thinking while we record this. I don't know. My thoughts are going to be scattered, but okay. But we thought we'd do this in two parts. Part one,
No spoilers.
no spoilers. Spoiler free. We're going to talk about the story, but not give spoilers.
Characters.
We're going to talk about characters,
And then?
we're going to talk about direction and the technical side of things. Okay?
That's
That's
it.
part one. Part two, we're going to dig in deep and we're going to ruin things. So, this is part one. This is not part two. This is part one. No spoilers.
Maybe we'll flash like
you've-
a warning sign.
Yeah, maybe.
We could do that.
We could do that.
Movie magic.
Ooh. If you have seen the movie and you're ready to hear us talk about specifics, then you can watch part two. I don't want to ruin anything for anybody.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so
Ad placement. Oh, dang it. Coca-Cola.
we are not sponsored by Coca-Cola.
We can drink.
This is Mountain Dew. Okay.
Kick it off, man. How did it go?
Let's get started.
Let's talk about this.
Man, let's talk about story.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything that happened that surprised you?
Basically the whole movie.
What?
Yeah. I mean, the whole tagline that Luke opens with is, "This is not going to go the way that you think." And that was brilliant. Because that's pretty much... There was only one thing happened in the entire movie that I expected and wanted to happen. One thing. Of all the predictions that I've had the last 2 years to make, one thing happened that I expected and predicted. And I was very happy about it. I was almost giddy.
And we're going to talk about it in
Yeah.
not this video, because that would be a spoiler.
But on the same note, that made this movie for me, I think, because it was different. You know, they weren't afraid to do something different. They weren't afraid to. I mean, yes, a lot of it is mirrors of The Empire Strikes Back, but at the same time, I really want to watch it again.
Okay. I'm gonna be real.
There's gonna be a lot of downtime in this video.
Me and my white self. I'm gonna be real. Okay. There were some spots that I thought lagged because they're trying to cover a lot of storylines.
Uh-huh.
And so it's hard to have momentum when you're jumping around, right?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so there's that.
Mhm.
That being said, it was very fresh.
Yes.
And there were a lot of surprising things that you did not expect. So again, yes, this is not going to go the way you think. And I really enjoyed that. And I was at the end, and I'm starting to think, what do I think about this? And, you know, I don't know. It might take a while for this to really hit me. So right now, I don't know that I'm blown away, but I do think I've settled on, like, this was a really fun episode of a big story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it should be.
Well, okay, having said that, the movie does jump around and they do follow a lot of storylines, and some of them feel a little bit unnecessary at times. But at the same time, the director does a really good job juggling all of them. You know, it still held my attention. Whereas watching it again, I might get bored at certain other points, but having said that, like, the story did carry itself well. But like Jacob said, it's telling a lot of story. It's following a lot of different storylines and trying to make a bunch of things work. But yeah, it handled that situation well.
All right, so let's talk about...
Overall, the story was, I mean, pretty good.
Yeah, let's talk about characters.
Characters.
So we have a lot of our characters that we know.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to spend some more time with them. and that was nice. We also got to meet several new characters.
Now, it's worth it to say that this movie picks up directly after the events of Episode 7, basically. Like, not much has happened. We're still kind of on the run, and, you know, people are injured, so that's where we've opened up with our characters.
Yeah,
It's not a
like,
spoiler.
and I don't, this is not a spoiler. At the end, you know, and this hadn't dawned on me till we read the opening crawl, that, oh yeah, the Resistance is totally in trouble because they knew where they were. They were going to blow them up.
Right.
At the end of Episode 7, you know, they stopped because they blew up Star Killer Base.
Right.
So yeah, they would still know where they are. So they're still in danger. Finn is still unconscious, like he is at the end of Force Awakens, and we do get to see the rest of the scene where Rey hands the lightsaber to Luke.
Right.
So yeah, it doesn't really skip ahead. It picks up right where it left off.
Right. So, having said that, we're like really jumping into the character development. Is like we haven't seen growth that we missed in the movies. You know, the crawl didn't tell us anything about the growth in the characters.
That was the first thing he said. Is like, at the end of the crawl, he's like, we didn't learn anything new. And maybe it's because it picked off immediately where it left off.
Right.
Yeah. It wasn't like, and Rey's parents are, so it's like, you waited long enough.
Well, you know, you get a like, many Bothans died to get us this information. You know, Rogue One was a sentence in a crawl.
Right.
I don't see any movie that they could make out of any sentence in that crawl.
They did it. It's called Episode 8.
Oh yeah, no, you're
There you
right.
go.
I stand corrected.
Mm-hmm.
So, but character development is really good. The acting was really, I think, I haven't got to see Mark Hamill act very much because he hasn't really done that.
He
much.
became the Joker.
And I love his work as the Joker, right? I love him as the
Oh,
Joker.
Batty.
But, oh man, he was really good. You know, like he's a very damaged character. He's very, I don't know, he was probably the most interesting character in the story for me, which I did not expect that. Because I've never been...
But it's nice.
Yeah.
Because honestly, George Lucas didn't give Mark Hamill much to work with.
Not really.
He's like, all right, so like you're in the desert and you're like, you're angsty and teenagery, and like that makes for a super uncharismatic character. Yeah.
But he was dynamic. He had a lot of things going on. He has the weight of the galaxy on his shoulders. It feels like everything's his fault. He was just probably the most interesting character for me in this film, and Mark Hamill nailed it.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of wish that he was doing more with his acting career, you know, behind the camera instead of just behind the microphone, because I think he's really good. Anybody feel like that for you?
Oh, that they were good? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we got to meet Rose. Rose is a new character.
Rose is a new character.
I think the actress playing Rose did well. I think the story let us get to know her.
Mm-hmm.
Was good. DJ, I think, and I don't think they ever say the name of the movie, is Benicio del Toro's character.
Mm-hmm. Weird.
He did this like little...
He had a stutter.
This little stutter thing. I mean, he obviously did it on purpose. He's like, Ryan, I want to do something different. And I'm sure Ryan's like, sorry, I couldn't see past your shimmer and your charisma, Benicio del Toro. Could you say that one more time? I'm listening now.
I'm wondering if
I want to stutter.
I'm wondering if it's just him being a stark contrast to Billy D. Williams. Because he is our Billy D in this film. And Billy D is this smooth, talking, jazz kind of a cat, you know?
Dang, you had to go there.
And then we've got...
He's the Lando for this movie.
We've got this guy that comes in and like stutters his way through it, and you're like, no, I see what you're doing. I see. You can't pull a fast one on me, Disney. Nuh-uh. Can't pull a fast one on me. But I liked his character. I feel like he was underutilized. He needed more development for sure, and I'm sure he'll come back and we'll see him more because he's just too strong an actor to not bring back into the series. Like I fully anticipate to see him in the next episode. If he's not, no big loss because we didn't build on him very much. But I could see him coming.
We
back.
We got to meet him and get to know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but I think you're right. His story's not done.
yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, I like Del Toro. I think he's great.
So let's focus on our other main characters, Ray and
Finn,
and Poe.
and Poe, and that guy with the lightsaber. What's his name?
Oh, Kylo Ren.
Yeah, the angry one.
He's got the red lightsaber.
So angry.
He's very angry. I think the actors, they all do a great job.
Yeah.
We get to develop on their characters. We get to
Mhm.
see them do some fresh things.
Mm-hmm.
They get to advance their characters a little bit.
They all
None
do
of them are
well.
done with their stories yet.
No, they all do really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, yeah. I'm so hung up on Mark Hamill right now. I can't really think of anybody else.
Part 2, we're gonna dig. Okay, we're holding back right now. Let's talk about direction. What'd you think of our boy Rian Johnson?
I'm a big Rian Johnson fan. Like, Brick is one of my more favorite films. I enjoyed Looper, where I know a lot of other people didn't. I like his movies. I like his style, and his style was definitely present in this film. And I didn't think Disney would let him do that. You know
I
what
got
mean?
the impression, just paying attention to what people have said over the years and following Rian Johnson on Twitter, I think early on they just got so much confidence in him that they're like, all right, Ryan, you do your thing. And there was a story that Kathleen Kennedy said recently, and she produced it.
Right, yeah.
So she wasn't just like, how's it going over there? No, she was on set producing.
Yeah, she's the bigwig in charge of Lucasfilm.
She runs Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
She the boss.
Yeah.
But also, she was one of 2 producers on the movie.
Yeah. And she's been around since Empire Strikes Back as a producer.
Did she help with Indiana Jones?
I think she was on the set of all those. She's
not new.
Yeah, she's been around for a while. She knows what she's doing. So. But
By the way, Kathleen Kennedy, I'm not new either. We're up. We're available for hire. We'll drop everything.
We will, absolutely.
We'll help you.
Got you.
Yeah.
Love you. But no. Yeah.
So
I enjoy him. I enjoyed his style. I thought that it really showed through in this movie. Okay, yeah, go.
Anyway, getting back to Kathleen Kennedy for a bit. She I think it was on the red carpet for Last Jedi. She was talking about how she had known for a long time that she wanted to tap him to take off and do his own thing.
He's the kind of director that attracts bigwig Hollywood type people.
But he's an independent filmmaker at heart. And that's one thing they kept saying throughout the production is that it's like they would turn to each other and they're like, this feels like an independent film.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like an independent film.
Which is what A New Hope was kind of the style of, felt really independent at the time because it was.
Yeah, I mean, New Hope was, absolutely.
Yeah.
George didn't do it like anything. Like, I mean, before A New Hope, George had directed a couple of movies,
mm-hmm.
right? He went to USC. He did this crazy student film called THX 1138,
mm-hmm.
and then he later did it as a full-length movie, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's where you get the names THX, and then we see the little 1138 throughout Star Wars and other things. And then he does American Graffiti,
mm-hmm.
and then he's like, all right, we're ready to do Star Wars.
The studio kind of took a chance on him, and he, but still, it was...
But, like, the opening crawl sequence
mm-hmm.
was against DGA rules, Directors Guild of America rules.
Mm-hmm.
So he, lost his credentials with DGA, if I understand the story correctly, because he didn't want to do opening credits. He wanted to do the opening crawl, and it was like the rule. And he said, I want to do the crawl. And so he did it, and there's still no opening credits in Star Wars. It just goes straight into the movie.
Yeah.
And so,
Anyway.
yeah, that was DJ Abe's thing back then.
So, but Ryan, this is the kind of heavy hitters that he attracts. People enjoy his films. They find him different, especially people in Hollywood. Now you realize there are people in Hollywood that like movies like that, and people in Hollywood that don't like movies like that.
Where's Joseph Gordon-Levitt? No, I think he said he snuck him in.
He might have been a stormtrooper.
He must have been a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Because he's been in all of his movies, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
And I think I remember someone asking, it's like, so where is he? He's like, may have snuck him in.
Yeah.
So
I didn't see him.
He's got to be a stormtrooper.
Maybe he's a stormtrooper. I don't know. We'll give him a call. We got the same first name. We're up to be on a first name basis. So obviously.
Okay, so
kudos.
Final thoughts for part 1.
Yeah.
How would you rate this compared to every other Star Wars movie ever?
Oh, dang it.
It's totally unfair to ask.
That's
why I asked him first.
It's super unfair to ask. I don't know. I need to see it again. I need to watch it again before I make that final decision.
I'm going to give a really bad example.
Okay. Go. Is it better than Phantom Menace?
No, I'm not going to compare the Phantom Menace. It's don't hate me for this. I'm not trying to offend anyone by saying this, but it's like, you got the Bible, you're flipping through the Bible, and suddenly, we have more Bible. And it's like, I got to get used to this new part of the Bible, this canon, if you will, right? I got a new book, I got a new story. It's called The Last Jedi, and I got to add this. I got to let this settle in and sink a little bit. So it's like, I don't know. And now I'm supposed to choose which one's better. It's like, well, totally don't get Isaiah. Maybe.
Okay.
That example's over. It's bad.
If you were to put me on the spot and say, look, you only get to watch one more Star Wars movie ever, it would be The Last Jedi, because I've only seen it once and I've seen the others many, many times.
Wow.
Boom.
Okay. All right. I had a student come into class today, and he's like, Lordson. And he wanted to run the movie, and he wanted to know what happened if he did. And I had written no spoilers on the board. I threatened to expel other students. I don't have that power, but I said, I'm going to try. Because this is serious. Anyway. He said I would put it in the top 2, and I'm like, well, what's the other movie in your top 2? And he said Empire.
Okay.
And
would you put it in your top 2?
I think there are things that the new movies are learning that the old movies can't have benefited from. These are made in a new time with a new expectation from the audience. Like episode 4 lags a little bit. Like it has really slow moments in the beginning, and then it gets really good. And so, I recognize that, but it's kind of like, well, it's that really bad Bible example. It's like, you can't insult the classic trilogy because it's blasphemy. But this new book, this one's fair game. Because it's just hard.
No, I understand.
It's hard to criticize new canon.
It is. It is. So where are we going to put this one on our scale, non-spoiler scale?
I think I'm going to put it up really high right now.
Uh-huh.
I just have trouble choosing one over others. Unless it's Phantom Menace.
I'd watch the Phantom Menace before I watched Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones was hard because the dialogue made me want to die inside.
And I enjoyed that movie at the time, but I felt that way at the time.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to forgive you, George. But also,
because I know a cool lightsaber.
Why are they saying these words?
But so, yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put it pretty high too.
It's going to be high. It's above the prequel trilogy.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think this is going to track well with fans.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't think that this is going to be...
Don't bother me.
I don't think that this is going to be... Like, I see this being very split between the fans. I can see why critics like it. I can see why critics would think very highly of it. But on the other hand, I could see a lot of loyal fans going, that was stupid.
I will say this. This movie shows what a future Star Wars movie can be like. It starts to break. You know, a lot of people are kind of disappointed with Episode 7 because they're like, oh, you remade Episode 4 with new characters that are more diverse. Great. But you still did the same movie. This is not a remake of Empire.
No.
It shows what a new episode of Star Wars can be, and it kind of makes you think, well, this would have been nice for Episode 7.
Now, this is where I think...
And I think that's why some people might have trouble with it, because it's like, this is a new Star Wars movie. It's not an old one.
See, that's how this one...
That's my point with the canon thing.
That's how this one broke the mold, though, because Empire was that for the original trilogy, right? It breaks the mold.
Well, you make one movie, and then you make another movie, broke the mold.
Well, but no, looking back on it, though, right? What's the one that stands out, to me anyway, and to a lot of other fans, is Empire Strikes Back, because in the first one we have super weapon, right? And then the second one we've got, like, this long hero arc kind of storytelling exposition stuff going on, and the best cliffhanger ever in the Star Wars franchise, I think. And then we're right back to killing big super weapons, right? So I think that the next movie will probably...
Can I have one big spoiler? I'm gonna give one big spoiler.
Wait for part 2. No.
I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this. They don't blow up a Death Star. I'm just gonna say that now. It felt good to get off my chest.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
All right. But
it's not called the Death Star.
No,
I'm joking.
I feel like maybe the next movie will fall more into line, though. More into line with what fans are going to want to see. Because this one...
Well, they're going back to J.J. Abrams.
This one takes the story in a totally different direction. This is not going to go the way that you think.
Well, it's kind of like J.J. Abrams is like, all right, I've got Star Wars. You know, Lucasfilm spent, $4-point-something billion on this. And they're like, great, here, make a $4 billion movie. And he's like, I could do half. And so he did, right? But he's like, I'm going to make another Star Wars movie, right? And then they hand it to Rian Johnson. He's like, I'm going to blow it up. You're just like... And then he hands the ashes back to J.J. Abrams going, have fun.
Here you go.
And J.J.'s left with ashes going like, I feel like I've been here before, but these weren't blown up before.
This is not how I left you.
No. And Rian Johnson is like, I'm going to go make my other one over here.
All right. Let's get into part 2. We need to get into part 2.
All right. So, good?
Yeah, we're okay.
Good.
Right?
Yeah.
Spoilers!
No. We gotta make this feel like the end of a video.
Okay.
It's like, all right, if you like this video, like
and subscribe.
If you don't like it, please let us know.
Well, let him know.
He doesn't pay attention to the analytics. I do.
I'll pay attention to the analytics when they're good.
So
if you have
that.
If you have anything nice to say, please direct your comments to me. If you have anything bad to say, you can direct them towards Jacob.
I can take it. Or ignore it. But mostly take it. Alright, so hey, thanks for watching.
But yeah, hit that subscribe button, guys. It really helps us out. We appreciate you being here and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and check us out. And 2 for spoilers.